Mikowskis, Lexington Herald Leader. Coach, I'm interested in your thoughts on this front court matchup between these two teams. Obviously, you have a really experienced, talented center leading the way for you guys. Her mashing up with Clara Strack. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it will be a good matchup. Bella being a little older, I hope that will translate into some maturity and some wise play. She's certainly hungry and excited about this opportunity. And Claire is a very good ball player. We certainly respect her. And they're a little different type of players, but they'll get the matchup. And I think it'll be exciting.
Sierra Newton for LEX 18. I would just love to hear your perspective about going up against Coach Brooks so many times, and now he's come to a different school, you're at Liberty, and you're facing up against him and his team here at Kentucky.
Yeah, I've known Kenny for quite some time, and at JMU and also at Virginia Tech. He does an excellent job. He's very competitive. His strategies are excellent. We certainly respect what he does. And, coming to Kentucky, I think that's sort of a dream job. You have the resources to compete. And sometimes the success that we have as coaches is really not so much what we bring. We can be an excellent teacher, and if you just don't have the players available because of injuries or recruiting, you're only limited. Some of the greatest coaches are probably in the junior high. I know some great junior high school coaches, and Kenny has progressed, and in this process, he's what I would consider reach a pinnacle in one of the best programs in the country, and he's already got that team there. So I think that indicates his skill set as a coach, his ability to be relational, not only with his players, but with the media and the community. And I just admire him, and I know he's doing a great job. And we've known each other quite some time, and I've seen it, and I certainly respect what he's doing.
Coach Green, Bryson Gordon, Lynchburg News and Events. It's been 7 years since you've been back to the NCAA tournament, so a pandemic in between. What's changed for you? What's changed for the team? What's changed for the NCAA tournament that you've seen in your day or so since being here?
Yeah, good question. What has changed, I've had to go deep in the back of the closet to find my dancing shoes, and they're a little dusty. The game has continued to progress to a point to where, it's becoming an outside game, and if you have an inside score, that's a little unusual. The game has become more, I think, progressive in a guard play, so it's a little bit quicker. I guess they thought moving a three-point line back would probably reduce the scoring. Well, no, scoring's gone up, and I think behind that too was to open it up for the post players. And I'm not sure it's really done that, because now the post players are moving out, and I think every one of the post players think they can shoot a three. I was in here earlier, and I think you asked a question about parity, and I think it's probably there, and it's happening all around it in men's side as well. And if you look at the history, you still have these upsets, and I think it's with the format of women's basketball, there's more and more neutral courts. Obviously, we're not on one, okay, and that makes it even tougher. But 20 years ago, when we went to the Sweet 16, we were on a neutral court, and That's where I think there's a little different. No, there is difference in the women's basketball tournament play than men. I think there's obviously more upsets on the men's side. Coaching is still relational, and I feel very fortunate to be in this situation. And it's not about me because I've been here a few times. Okay, it's about those girls, and that's exciting, and they're going to remember that. You know, they're already, you know, how they are in the locker room and things like that. They're taking all the pictures and just how culture has changed, society's changed. Everybody's selfie this and selfie that and all that, and that's made it different in coaching. And you know, it can be discouraging from a coach that's been around, but if you've been around and you believe in what we believe in, that progress is impossible without change, and it begins with changing your mind. If you can't change your mind, you can't change anything. So I'm sort of wrapped up and tied into that. And if we want to bring some biblical principles and truths, that's Romans 12:2. It says, don't conform to the world, but renew your mind. That means think different. Think different. But there's still some solid core courses. I mean, not core courses, but truths that are out there. You're going to win 100% of your games if you outscore your opponent. Okay? But there is other things. How good is your defense? How good is your free throw shooting? And things that we can, as a coach or as a teacher, we'll work on them and try to keep them in a priority list and just spend our time right there and see what happens. I don't know if I've answered your question. I went from A to Z on that one.
Hey, Coach, Talia Goodman with On3. I was going to ask you a similar kind of question that I asked the girls about parity, but you answered that a little bit. But just how excited are you for them that this is a year where so many people are predicting, you know, more upsets than ever? It feels like this is the year where things have really went up a level in terms of how open it all is. Like, how exciting is it to be here in this year in particular?
It's exciting. I appreciate it more after being out for a while. When I say out for a while, you know, just not being in the big dance, we've been very fortunate. I think, you know, you count the years, 7 or 8 years, we're probably in a championship 5 or 4 out of those 8 years. So all we had to do is win one more game, but we're here. But that makes me want to really step back, appreciate it a little bit more personally. Real excited for the girls because women's basketball, like men's basketball, the NIL and everything's going to change everything. And then I would like to just zoom forward 10 years when the money's gone, when it's all spent. I'd hate to be a freshman or a junior, you know, and I've had a little money put in my pocket, and then it's gone. So it's going to be interesting how the things are going to happen and change. So we're in a different era where you could have a sorry team and go out and change it just in 1 year. I've been fortunate that my opportunities personally was as a junior college player. So I've had that experience as a player and going on and getting a degree, really, from Coastal Carolina, give them a shout out in marine biology, and here I am. I haven't done one bit of work in that area there, but I've learned to learn and continue to move on. Is that just seeing how this thing is going to change, and I really count it as a blessing. But I really love to see these girls have those experiences, and those are lifetime experiences they're having right now. So I'm excited for them.
Caroline Mikowskis, Lexington Herald Leader. Coach, we heard Emma say, the team that lost back in November to Duke, you don't want to see what this team will look like in March. Can you speak to the development that you've seen in your roster this season and that idea of, learn to learn?
Yeah, she came across pretty bold and confident. I like that. You know, you gotta back it up, and I'm glad that she feels that way. I'm sort of a level guy, and she's fired up and ready. You know, that's the reason Emma Red. You know, that's what we call her, and she's excited to be here. She hasn't been here in the big dance, so how do you really know how to act? Okay, and for her, just be a basketball player and just play. You know, we tackled some people early and had some good games, had some bad games, competed, but just wasn't who we were would be, and we've stayed in the process. And Duke beat us by 16, and they're in the NCAA. Is it 2 seed, if I'm not mistaken? A very respectful team. Tennessee was a crazy game. I know Kentucky did destroy it. I thought they destroyed Tennessee, in my opinion, and watched that game. Tennessee was undefeated at that time, and if you had asked me, Coach, you're going to score 93 points on Tennessee, and you're going to lose by like 18 or 16, I would, no, that ain't going to happen. It happened, and they got a unique style too, so scoring points, that's all they sort of wanted to do, being a shootout. And then losing only about 3 weeks ago to Louisiana Tech, who's historic national champion, great tradition. Losing there by 1 point was sort of a wake-up call. And then making a last-second 2-point basket to win. So we've been winning by the skin of our teeth, but each time, or losing, and each time just reality. This is what you can be disappointed really quick, so don't think you're there yet. And that's just where we're at now. I think Emma's absolutely right. We're playing some of our best ball right now, and confident. And I think that's one of the first steps. You got to believe in yourself. And you know, I sometimes I don't even like myself as a coach, so I can imagine how they feel about me. And so I am the critical coach that you're 9 for 10 from the foul line. Why'd you miss that one? You know, but I got to keep things in perspective. I think the girls do probably better than I do. So I'm just so excited for them to be here, and it's going to be a great experience, an opportunity for them.